Bonjour, je suis Denis.
Hello, this is Dennis Van Laar, Export Manager at Alubat. Today we are at Les Sables d'Olonne on France's Atlantic coast to present to you the OVNI 450, the new lifting keel sailing yacht from Alubat. Alubat builds blue water cruising sailboats under the brands OVNI, Seagull, and OVNIcat. The OVNI 450 is built on a beautiful double chine hull. This modern high-performance hull offers seaworthy handling in all circumstances. The OVNI 450 was designed by Marc Lombard, a well-known naval architect. The 100% aluminum construction from deck to hull provides for unfailing seaworthiness and durability. The OVNI 450 offers exceptional comfort at 13.89 meters in length with a 4.29 meter beam. The draft is only 1 meter with the keel up and 2.9 meters with the keel down. We would like to thank the owner of this particular boat for making this visit possible. Please sit back and allow us to present this amazing boat, its features, and equipment. First of all, there is a very wide and flush bathing platform. It makes boarding the boat easy both in port and from the tender. There is direct access to the storage shelf for the outboard motor, which reduces to a minimum lifting and carrying the outboard motor. There is a built-in swimming ladder and an integrated roller for stern anchorage. This is very useful when you beach the boat and you want to avoid her turning with the rising tide. There are 2 large handrails on the rear skirt. They make grabbing a hold of the boat and disembarking to or from the tender convenient and safe. For easy access, the life raft is stowed here. It requires little to no effort to launch or remove for maintenance. There is a hot and cold freshwater shower to rinse off after swimming. Synthetic teak decking is an option that improves traction and looks great. The main arch is all aluminum, ready for wind generators, solar panels, and all the necessary navigation or communication equipment. The cockpit can be closed off for safety while underway with this folding bench. The davit arch makes tender storage quick and efficient. It lowers the tender just behind the swimming platform. Just ease off the davit line release the pulleys and the tender is launched. The cockpit is the center of onboard activity. The crew must perform maneuvers, move about, eat, and rest while remaining protected and safe, especially while blue water cruising. The OVNI 450 cockpit is spacious, ergonomic, and comfortable. The dual helm stations make movement easy around the cockpit and aft. The helms have a good position facing the sails and provide excellent visibility all around the boat during maneuvers or in port. All controls are on hand at the helm station. The throttle, bow thruster, keel controller, and the navigational equipment, including charts and plotters, boat and wind speed, heading, depth, and radar. Sheets for the Genoa are easy to adjust from the helm. The helm station is also equipped with a VHF radio. Each helm has footrests for good footing when the boat is heeled over. There is plenty of storage for lines just below the winch. Of course, electric winches are also an option to make maneuvers even easier. With similar inboard placement as the helm station winches, the companionway winches are set up to perform all maneuvers, including sheets, reefs, and halyards. For the safety of passengers and crew, all maneuvers can be performed from within the cockpit. The large cockpit benches have comfortable backrests. The cockpit table was designed to easily accommodate 8 guests. Under the center worktop, there is storage space with bottle and cup holders. Beneath the starboard bench, there is direct access to the technical area. This area can be used to store bulky equipment such as a generator, outboard motor, a bicycle, or provisions. All accessible through the cockpit without having to go down the companionway. There are storage lockers under both helm seats. To starboard, the locker is designed for gas canister storage and to port for general equipment. Under the deck amidships between the helm seats, there is additional storage space. The stern rails are curved and have cushions for better comfort. The rails at the port and starboard quarter can also be extended for greater security. For safety, the cockpit is equipped with several handrails at each helm and on the cockpit table. On each side of the cockpit, under and behind the seats, there are many storage lockers and cubbies to hold equipment. On this boat, the owner decided on the optional rigid dodger. Visibility and protection are better than with a classic canvas dodger, making maneuvers and each watch a little easier. There is an instrument console above the companionway to check the wind speed, direction, and depth, along with USB ports to charge phones or other electronic equipment. Portholes can be installed on the companionway bulkhead for more light and ventilation in the head to starboard and the aft cabin to port. The ceiling hatch and the forward portholes make for good ventilation under the dodger. There are strong welded handrails on each side. The cockpit can be partially enclosed, which is especially nice when you are sailing in cold weather or at extreme latitudes. It is very pleasant to be outside and remain protected. To summarize, the aluminum dodger provides for optimum watch conditions, optimum security, and excellent comfort. Before going to the foredeck, it is interesting to point out the grab rails here on the rigid dodger and on the roof, as well as the large side decks with lifelines that make going to the foredeck easy and safe. Here on the roof there is the mainsail traveler and the boom brake, which slows down the boom and allows the boat to jibe safely. Now let's have a look at the set of granny bars at the mast. They serve to secure the crew while standing during maneuvers and can also serve as a step up to stow the mainsail in the lazy bag. There are folding steps to help climb up the mast. The mainsail is hoisted on a mast track with ball bearing sliders, which make hoisting and lowering the mainsail much easier. The spinnaker pole can be stored vertically against the mast. There are large hatches on the roof and foredeck, which bring lots of light and ventilation to the forward cabin. The sail compartment, big enough to store all sails and fenders as well, is located here. The chain locker is wide and deep. It is possible to separate it into 2 sections for separate anchors. The electric windlass can weigh anchor whatever the weather conditions. The furling genoa is standard equipment. 2 optional stay sails are available. The first, with a Dyneema stay, is removable and can easily be stored along the mast. It won't hinder the genoa while tacking either. The second option is a furling staysail designed for longer trips. The bowsprit prevents the anchor from touching the bow and serves as a tack point for the generator Code 0 or asymmetrical spinnaker. On this boat, the owner decided on the aluminum bumper that goes all around the hull. It is very useful in the Nordic countries, where mooring in marinas is often against large poles, like tree trunks, and keeps the hull from getting scratched. As standard equipment, essential for blue water cruising, the hull and deck are insulated. A watertight bulkhead between the sail compartment and the finished interior just adds to the list of best safety features on board. All the mooring cleats are welded to the roof for maximum strength. The interior of the OVNI 450 is designed to be nautical, elegant, comfortable, bright, and durable. It is built to accommodate the crew's needs throughout any blue water cruise. For Alubat, a seaworthy boat is a boat where the crew can stand securely in all types of weather conditions. The saloon can accommodate up to 8 guests. Under the benches, there is a lot of storage, while the lifting keel is under the central bench. With the keel up, the draft is only 1 meter and 2.9 meters with the keel down. It is also possible to beach the boat. The saloon table has large fiddles and adapts to your needs. It also converts into a double berth. Just lower the table and add the cushions. In the galley opposite the saloon, one can securely hold on, no matter what direction you're facing. There is a gas stove and double sink. The fridge has a capacity of 180 liters. There is enough space to store all the supplies necessary for a long cruise. There is a foot pump for fresh or seawater here. The large navigation table gives you all the space necessary to prepare your voyage. There is storage under both the table and the seat. You can check all the electrical systems at the control panel here. There are 3 automatic bilge pumps. There is also a red or white desk light. Accessing the engine compartment is easy. It is under the companionway and requires only unlocking and lifting the steps. The hydraulic cylinder holds the steps up. Standard equipment is a Volvo D2 50 horsepower engine with a shaft drive transmission, but upgrades are certainly possible. There is some storage space for supplies. The coolant tank and the seawater filter are accessible above the engine. All the seacocks are welded into the hull. There are also access panels on each side, one in the aft cabin and one in the head. The large head is equipped with a separate shower, toilet, large sink, and plenty of storage. There is access to the blackwater tanks, as well as a closet for wet storage of sailing clothes in the shower. In the aft cabin, there is a double berth, storage space, USB ports, and electrical outlets, as well as reading lights. In this version, the owner decided to put the forward berth on the port side and add a forward head. There is plenty of headroom, more USB ports, and storage space for equipment and clothing. It's important to mention that whether standing or seated at the saloon table, it is possible to see outside through the many portholes in both the hull and roof. There is also permanent Dorad-type ventilation in the roof. The technical room is to starboard and has room for all the necessary onboard equipment. There is space for a freezer, a water maker, access to the steering system, and the heater. There is also access to the fuel filter. It is possible to add 1 or 2 berths with lee cloths, as you can see here. There is plenty of storage space for equipment. It is a very useful workspace for repairs and projects. There are, of course, different layouts and options. We can offer different kinds of wood, such as oak or ash, and various fabrics for curtains, cushions, and mattresses. I hope you enjoyed this visit of the OVNI 450. The OVNI line has 6 models, from the OVNI 365 to the OVNI 52 Evolution. We are always happy to work with clients on a custom build. We are happy to be of service. So please contact us or come for a visit at the shipyard. Goodbye, and see you soon.